I need to tell you.
The assault continued for a full 5 minutes until suddenly a red mist burst.
Darah sosis darah. Yes. You wanna kill me?
I need to tell you.
Aduh, pedih mataku. Halo teman-teman, gengs. Hari ini Pak Suami yang masak. Masak sosis blood. Masak sosis darah.
Shall cut them and hear their screams of agony as you cut away the foul stench.
How many onions did you cook?
Pulling the claymore out of the ground with a yank, she held it out toward her opponent. You shall burn in his fire, blasphemer.
Dia masak bawang banyak sekali. Kayak nangis aku. Ya Allah. Dan video kali ini video masak suami. Video masak suami. Istri jadi mandor.
The assault continued for a full 5 minutes until suddenly a red mist burst out of the man. The word berserker was whispered around Julia, as even from her seat she could feel the power of the man, her hair standing on end.
Fast.
I want to fight too! These guys are strong! A smile crept across Elia's face, and as she watched, the tide began to turn in the fight below. Atur was now on the offensive, but still the two didn't give each other.
Nah, sebagai istri yang baik aku buat kopi.
Iris didn't seem to tire either, even beginning to laugh after a while. Joining her adversary as they became one with the fight. Deflecting one of his axes with her sword, Iris ignored the second.
I'm good wife or no?
Ran into her side as her
I'm good wife or no?
I don't know.
Removing the axe from her side.
Yes, you're a good wife.
It's not lying.
I'm not lying.
Light formed below Iris's standing form, and the
But why you biting?
stopped. The now kneeling Atur looked up to her and lashed out with his right axe. A swift cleave of the knight's sword removed his arm at the elbow. Blood spurted to the same ground before he could land his blow. The healer started to run toward him as Iris spoke. For insulting Nathaniel,
Mana pernah aku gigit?
with your life.
Sering kena gigit suami.
And your God. He spat at her. Light red mist forming around him as he activated some sort of ability and lunged forward. Lifting her sword, Iris cleaved through Atur's
You wanna try honey? Coffee?
The arena was quiet as his head hit the ground, his body following
3
shortly.
bungkus 1 gelas.
When the healers reached the corpse, they tried to reattach his head.
Masak sosis berdarah.
One of the
Sosis
healers
berdarah.
started shaking his
Masak
head
darah
for a few
sosis.
seconds, and another then signaled something to the
Blood
announcer.
sausages.
Well, it seems Atur is no more.
The announcer said.
Which means Iris is
what?
hereby
Kaszanka.
disqualified
Oh, the name
from the
Kaszanka?
tournament of
In Poland.
Oh,
Bowing to the crowd, Iris strapped
that
the
is
sword to her back.
Poland food?
The arena
Polish
drew a
food?
loud
Yeah.
chorus of applause.
Kaszanka.
Not exactly the outrage I expected. Some people are even cheering for her.
Can eating with rice?
Swiftly removed. The announcer
Can
informed
you
the
eat with
arena about
rice?
the last fight
But
of the
better
day,
with potatoes.
adding that the next matches from the first round would be fought the next day.
Because you don't
After a
like
10-minute
rice.
pause, the fight was finally announced.
And now for the final
How to eat with
I think one time you already was eating with rice.
exhibition match. First, from the
Yesterday?
esteemed
No, I think one time you was eating those good sausage with rice.
When I was pregnant, you had that.
Many people joined a tidal wave of standing ovations. The man was seemingly quite famous in the city.
This is a rare treat, as Esteban long ago surpassed the
Adam di kamar.
meeting. However, he and one of his star pupils have agreed to a friendly bout for our enjoyment.
The crowd cheered even louder, and the announcer grinned. Elia was eager to see what these mages were capable of.
His
Mas
student
piring dulu,
and
thanks.
opponent today is Oliver, a pyromancer from the same college. Who will win today? Student or teacher?
The two men entered the arena. One was quite old, his hair mostly white, while the other was young and rather handsome. Easily distinguishing the two, Elia first checked
Oh,
out the
Adam's
old
cleaning.
wizard in dark blue robes, who nodded toward his
I
opponent.
put him in the
The
bed.
pyromancer showed his respect as he bowed much deeper. The old man spoke first.
It is a delight to see you have come this far, Oliver. I hope you will not be too discouraged by losing.
A small smirk played on the old man's face as he held down the power surged around him. The colorful display shone before the man's magic perception advanced eyes. You seem rather powerful, but it'll probably be a while until I can actually tell the
wanna
differences
take
of
Adam.
magic perception. Ding! Magic perception has reached level 9. The timely message brought a smile to Elia's face.
Esteemed master,
Oliver replied.
even if I may lose, my display here will not disappoint you.
Activated the spell. Thousands of grains of sand coalesced in the air and started to take form around Oliver. Can't he use the sand that's already there? Oh, might be an unfair advantage, I guess. Elia could feel the heat around the student mage as the sand burned a white-tinged red. He's melting it? Only wicked needles of glass remained where the burning sand had once floated around Oliver. With a gesture, the shards flew at Esteban at an incredible speed. Completely unmoved by the display, the older mage simply stood there. The shards reached him, but scattered against his shield. The spark of each deflection revealed the form of a protective dome around the professor. More shards impacted as the shield took on a slightly blue color, possibly strengthened by the mage controlling it. While smaller shards were flung toward Esteban, Oliver prepared a larger amount of sand, once again melting and molding it. The newly created missile looked more thought out and linear than its small counterparts. Seeing the monstrous shard approach at much the same speed as the smaller ones, Esteban shifted into a defensive stance. 3 more blue shield walls forming in front of the first one. Contrary to what he had expected, the shard didn't have time to strike the defensive constructs. Out of the old wizard's hand came a beam of light that lanced out against his own shield. Visibly multiplying in strength, the light beam passed through each of the shields, concentrating its power. A scorching beam of light around 1 meter in diameter connected with the approaching glass shard. The spear exploded into 1,000 pieces, then the beam continued on toward Oliver. But the pyromancer was no longer there. Several smaller shards were floating around him as he stood 20 meters above his previous location on top of the deflected the beam into the sky. Consider the spectators amazed. Another 3 light beams later, the remaining shards in front of Oliver crashed
Adam lagi
together and
makan
formed a
kerupuk,
cruise.
Auntie Angka. Dia makan kerupuk dia. Anak Indonesia dia nih, kerupuk enak. Yummy kerupuknya, enak. Wangi kali nak bayi ni lah. Wangi kali nak bama ini.
My young student, now let me show you something that I've been working on.
Ya gengs, abaikan kompor kami yang kotor ini. Ya, abaikan kompor kami yang kotor ini. Jangan dibully ya guys. Karena yang masak di sini bukan aku aja. Banyak orang dan orangnya pada cuek. Gak mungkin tiap hari aku yang bersihkan ya kan. Ya begitulah kalau kita tinggal bersama. Ini dia. Oh, darah sosis darah. Oke. Terus nanti makannya sama kentang. Nih kentangnya, kentang direbus. Aku ada masak nasi semalam. Ini nasiku tuh, sikit lagi. Jadi aku makan pakai nasi nanti. Pak Su makannya pakai kentang sama Adam. Adam nggak bisa kayaknya karena pedesnya nak. Pakai merica dibuat tadi. Gitu. Jadi ini tinggal nunggu.